Hotep, my brothers and my sisters. Good evening. Good evening. Hotep, meaning peace, brothers and sisters. See if everything is working right here. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. Let me see. All right. Come on in, brothers and sisters. Hotep to y'all. Hotep, Queen Amari. Taibidi, brother King Taibidi in the house. Look like it's moving slow or something. Hope there's no problem. Look like something moving slow. Could one of you type in to see if it's moving slow? Hotep, brother Kiamu. You see it's moving slow. All right. Yes, there's a delay somewhere. Oh boy. Sometimes this stuff happens, man. I don't know what it is. Hope it clears up. Hope it clears up. Is it right? Okay, cool. Put on some music, y'all. Make sure you share this, man. Brothers and sisters. Make sure we share this. Oh, shit. Just gonna put on some music. We're gonna move into this thing. Back right, okay. All right. Hotep kings and queens, yes. Make sure y'all share this, all right?
We're gonna have a knowledge party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Let's celebrate our minds. We're gonna have a knowledge party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Knowledge ain't hard to find. Now hold up, wait a minute. Let's get a little bit of knowledge in it. Everybody wanna go way back to Memphis, Glory, 1887. He was born a Nubian king, and he sparked the revolution, and he will always remain supreme. Yeah. We wanna have a knowledge party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody.
The Chet family, peace.
Let's celebrate our minds. We wanna have a knowledge party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Knowledge ain't hard to find. Let's take a little trip way back to the ancient land. Now, flowers walking around with swords in their hand. There were Nubian queens.
Brother Kamal. The Chet King.
Nubian pharaohs cast the word. Cast the word alone. Never Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King. Come on, everybody, get a little bit of knowledge. Come on, everybody, come go with me. We wanna have a knowledge party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Let's celebrate our minds. We wanna have a knowledge party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Knowledge ain't hard to find. Now I'm conscious black, and mind, I made up a dance called the knowledge. It's not hard to do. Everybody knows how to two-step, right? All you do is two-step, and on the third time that you step to the right, you're going to take your finger and put it to your temple like you're thinking. And each time you put it to your temple like you're thinking, you're going to go round and round and round, one full circle. Y'all ready? It's not hard to do. Let's go. Oh, swing your partners, do-si-do, round and round and round we go. Swing them to the left and swing them to the right.
You're gonna love this party tonight.
Keep spinning around and round and round we go. Keep spinning around. If you ain't gonna dance to the back of the line, no shucking and jiving, it's party time. If you ain't gonna dance to the back of the line, no shucking and jiving, it's party time. Round and round and round we go. Round we go. Round and round and round we go. Round we go. We wanna have a nice party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Let's celebrate our minds. We gonna have a college party. Come on, everyone, tell somebody. Knowledge ain't hard to find. Keep spinning around, around. Keep spinning around, around. Keep spinning around, around. Keep spinning around, around.
Ashe. All right. You cut this thing off. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yes. My brothers and sisters, I greet you in our ancient Kemetic, ancient African language, Hotep. Hotep means peace. Welcome to the SCS, the Scripture and Culture Study of the God in Action Ministry Spiritual and Cultural Center. We welcome you. We do not take your presence lightly. I pray you had a great day and that you was very productive and impactful and effective in everything that you put your hands on. I'm always honored to be able to come before you with some teaching that the Spirit gives me, and I do not take my assignment lightly. And today is the day. Tomorrow is not promised, so I'll thank God for today. I just finished eating not too long ago, and I ain't gonna go to sleep on you though. But once again, welcome my brothers and sisters. Those of you who may watch this later on, my name is James Anyabwile. I am the spiritual teacher, awakener of the God in Action Ministry Spiritual and Cultural Center. We welcome you once again. Those of you who know how to share this, please let people know that we're on live Facebook and on our YouTube channel simultaneously. Okay, on our Facebook, we have that there. Well, I left the link anyway, but our YouTube is James Anyabwile. James Anyabwile W. All right, so therefore, but the link is on, where you can pass the link on, where they can just press it and come on in. You know, I know for a fact that this topic I have dealt with in the past, but it's never a topic that you can exhaust, because most of our children, black children, all children, black children in particular, they are mandated to go to the public educational system from the ages of K to 12. And if you don't send them, now they have a law that they will send you to jail or write you up as inadequate parent, or a parent that have abandoned their child. I think that's the language they use. But you can get in serious trouble for not sending them to these public schools. And the question is, why are they so aggressive when it comes to you not sending them to a school that teaches them nothing about themselves? Okay, so therefore, I'm going to teach today. All right, and I know millions of people, thousands of people get prepared. Parents and guardians, whoever take care of children, they are preparing to send their children to back to school. You see a lot of back to school sales, clothing, dressing their kids up and stuff like that, buying them book bags, you know what I'm saying? So they send them back to school in hope that they will obtain a proper education, right? That's the hope for all parents, all right? Now, unfortunately, I'm not here to be a pessimist, but I'm here to be a realist. Unfortunately, the miseducational system has always, and has been set up, all right? Keep this in mind, to dumb Black people down, right? It always have been in the past and it is right now, set up to dumb Black people down, right? To dumb them down to do what? To make them state property, drug addicts, criminals, and dysfunctional people of society or citizens of society. Say what? Yes. And I want to prove my point. Yes, I know it's unbelievable, but tonight is going to be facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. Ashe. And unfortunately, well, people will watch this later on, but I guess people got other things they are interested in right now. But government is forcing you, making you prepare your children for a school. I guess a lot of parents really, speaking in general, they don't care. They're glad because it's more like it could take their kids off their hands for these 7 to 8 hours of the day. All summer long, this is a burden. You have to always find something to do for them. Oh, I'm glad school coming back because a lot of parents look at schools as babysitters. They don't give a damn about their education. They're not even involved. They don't even participate. You know what I'm saying? And right now, people have better things to do or feel they got better things to do than to learn that their child's mind is being destroyed. Okay? And one more thing before I move in. Now, when I say to children, right, we talk about today, all of us, yes, including you, from the time you went to school and the time you ended, I don't know if you ended it before you graduated or after you graduated, went to college, I don't care what education you obtained, right? It was all designed to dumb you down and to destroy your mind. Yes, even you. All right, so let's go into this, brothers and sisters. We're going to go into this and me going to it the right way so I can show this. Okay, I hope y'all can see that. All right, and to those of you who be coming in this week or some other time, welcome. I hope you get something out of this. But everything I'm sharing with you is facts, not conjecture, not something, my opinion, my spin, my thoughts, what, you know what I'm saying, or what I heard. I did the research, okay? And now I'm going to inform you. Now you take it or leave it alone. You do whatever with it that you want to do. And some of you may say, well, my children are grown. This is not really not important to me. My kids are grown. Well, they've still been miseducated. Look at a lot of our children, how they operating and functioning in life, okay? Issues here, what they've been taught. Number two, you may have nieces and nephews and grandchildren who are going back to school, okay? So it does apply to you also if your children are grown, Ashe? All right. Let's do this, brothers and sisters. All right. Now, this gentleman right here, look at the pictures here. This brother named is Steve Biko. He was a revolutionary liberator of his black people, Steve Biko. And he says the most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. Here you see on my right how you see the hand, what color hand it is on what? It's not around the person's neck. All right? It's what? On top of the dome of the mind. The most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. See, we're no longer in physical chains. So we think we're free. No. The most powerful weapon or the most powerful enslaved system is the system that hijacks and chains the mind. All right? Ashe, let's go. Now, I'm going to share a little bit about the educational system, the miseducational system, the deducational system. All right? Now, the American educational system, it originated in Germany, what they call Prussia. Okay? It was a system of mandatory. When I said earlier, if you don't send your children, they'll take you to jail or write you up for not child neglect and CPS to be in your life. Okay? It's a system of mandatory education dating back to the 19th century. Now, parts of this German or Prussian educational system have served as models, okay, or examples of models for other countries. I know Japan, China was one of them. There's some other ones, but it served as a model for a lot of other countries, okay? And the reason why I have Hitler here is because he was the wickedly great, what they call. He wasn't a great man, but he was wickedly great in his wicked ways. So therefore, that system came from a place where people have that kind of mind. Now, here's Lester Frank Ward, 1897. You can do your own research. This is what he says. See, I don't care about what you think or your emotionalism. I'm going to go by what those who have established this educational system, miseducational system, I'm going to let you know what their mind was, okay? He says the results desired by the state is a wholly different one from the desired ones desired by parents and the student. Okay, you desire your child to obtain an education, a proper education. They say our desire or our goal is to do something totally different. See, the state's desire is not your desire. The state's desire is to oppress and kill the black mind. All right? Now, when you look at education, you're sending your children to education, your grandchildren are going to school and preparing, and your nieces and nephews and your friends' children, everybody's excited and going to these events. They're giving out school supplies and buying clothes that the kids don't need. To dress up for what? Success, or dress up to get murdered mentally. All right? Now let's look at education. What is designed to do? What's education's purpose? Education is a Latin word which means educare or educare, right? It means to lead out and to draw out. It means to lead out and to draw out. And in the process of you leading out and drawing out, right, you're cultivating the genius, not into a child, but what's already in the child. Because you have to draw that out and you have to lead it out. So it cultivates the genius that's already in the child. And it's supposed to free the mind of the child so that whatever they set their mind to do, they can meet the challenge and accomplish it and achieve it. That was what education is designed to do, proper education. But like they said earlier, he says, our desire is not the state's desire is not the same desire of the parent and the student. Catch this, y'all. Catch this. Now, this is a gentleman. Now, use this white gentleman. I'm gonna use some white folk because a lot of black people don't want to hear nothing that black people say, right? But when white folks speak, that's when they want to believe it. So I'm going to use these Europeans to teach you, because you may think that I'm some angry black guy. Let me let this gentleman teach you. His name is John Taylor Gatto. He says he spent 26 years teaching in different schools in New York City. And after 26 years, he quit because he said he could no longer take part in a system that destroys minds, black minds, children's minds. He worked in the inner city. He could no longer do that. He could no longer participate in that, right? So he's saying that black people were systematically dumbed down. This is the book that he wrote. On my left, the picture on the left, the slide, dumbing us down. He wrote that. The hidden curriculum of compulsory schooling. Compulsory is mandated schooling, public schooling. Okay? He said, I could no longer watch this, though I participated in it. Just imagine how many minds that was destroyed in just the 26 years that he was teaching. He couldn't stomach it no more. And as he says in this photo, on this slide, free the children. Free the children. But no, you don't think the children are chained. You don't think they're mentally enslaved. They're okay. They get A's in school. They get B's in school. They want a teacher's list. They get an apple every single day because they're a good Negro. A good Negro's been trained properly. Don't get upset with me, y'all. Listen to what they're telling you. Okay? Now, John Taylor Gatto also says, this is what he says about education. Like the brother man said, our desire is not the desires of the parents and the student. This is what he says about it. He was in it for 26 years. He says, an important part of the educational or the German-Prussian system was that it defined for the child what was to be learned, what was to be thought about, how long to think about it, and when a child was supposed to think about something else. That's deep. So the child didn't have a mind of their own. This was a system of mind control. It teaches you not how to think, but what to think. And this method they was using, that he done pointed out, right? What it does, it destroys black minds in their ability to become critical, analytical, and independent thinkers. You obtain the same education. Don't think this is not talking about you. You're just a grown person, married, got a job, got a business, but you get the same education. Was not designed to elevate your mind. Okay? He says like this. He says in his slide, he said, you either learn your way towards writing your own script in life, or you unwittingly become an actor in someone else's script. Look at our people out there. Look at our children now. Look what we're cranking out and producing. Okay? That's not who they are. Someone wrote a script for them. And they are living out that script because they don't have a mind of their own. They're not critical thinkers. They're not independent thinkers. They're not analytical thinkers. Their mind have been hijacked in these killing fields. The school miseducational system is a killing field of the child's mind. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Facts over feelings. When a system, an educational system, a learning center, deliberately dumbs down the mind, that's called menticide. Menticide. Menticide is a deliberate and systematic attack on the mind. I tell you all the time, the mind is the control center. And once you hijack or destroy or kill the mind, this is what controls your life, your body. You destroy this, and have you moving in directions you want to go, going up when you need to go down, going down when you need to go up. You're controlled. The objective of menticide is do what? To control and destroy the individual's mind who's being miseducated. All of us have been miseducated. That's why I emphasize on re-educate yourself. All right? Tap into some knowledge. All right? Continue to learn. Because you got a degree or a little certificate, that don't mean nothing. What that is, they gave you a degree or a certificate, right? To let you know that, hey, you are a legitimate, bona fide, indoctrinated, miseducated Negro. Like you have grade A beef, grade B beef. When it's grade A beef, they stamp it with grade A to let you know it is official, it is legitimate, right? And it's grade A. Your degrees tell you you are legitimate, you are a bona fide, miseducated Negro. I know you don't like this. Well, I spent all that money on my education and I still owe thousands of dollars of loans after 15, 20 years. Don't tell me my education. Okay. All right. Where did it bring you? Where did it bring you? I'm going to hit that later on too, because every time, I don't want to go ahead of myself. Now, let's look at the U.S. Commissioner of Education, William T. Harris of 1889. This stuff has been established and planned. They had an agenda long time ago. They have not changed the agenda or the plan. Are you hearing me? Or their goal. What William T. Harris done, he's confirmed what John Taylor Gatto said, the white gentleman who quit the school system after 26 years. He confirmed what he says. This is what the commissioner said. And this commissioner was one of the main importers of this German educational system. He was the main one that brought it in here and established it on American soil in the United States. He said the schools have been scientifically designed not to overeducate. Who do you think they're talking about? Scientifically designed not to overeducate. So we got mad scientists who are working on the minds of our people. Look at the faces of these young people. They don't mind getting some of their own in the process. That's war. Sometimes you have to kill some of your own, mess up some of your own to get the ones you really want. Look at them. Brainwashed, robotized, can't think for themselves, not independent thinkers. Sheep going to their slaughter. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Now, our brother Haki Marabuti in the Black Men, Obsolete, Single, Dangerous, this book is a powerful book that I do have. Had it for years, almost 25 years. He says that when your mind has been hijacked and you're not thinking for yourself, and you're not an analytical thinker, and somebody else is controlling your mind, he said, you're mindless. You're mindless. You've been fitted with someone else's mind. He said, a mindless people is a people that joins rather than initiates. They don't start nothing. They just join something. Negroes like joining stuff. Let me join this. Let me join that. Let me join this. It sounds good. Let me join. But they don't want to. They can't initiate anything. Okay. He says these mindless people, they would rather obey rather than question anything. Do this. Okay. Tell your child to do this and train them this way and do this. Okay. Obey rather than question. A lot of adults have that issue. You'll question somebody who's dropping truth, and that's good, but you won't question somebody who's dropping you deceit and trickery and lies. He said these mindless people, they would rather follow rather than lead, beg rather than take. Okay? In this slide here, who is leading you? Who is really leading your children? Or your family members who are going through this educational system that you probably babysit. They come to your house and spend the night. This is what Matthew, the 15th chapter, I think the 14th verse, it says, they be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind leads the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. And that's why our children are falling in the ditch, because our generation has failed them. They're falling in the ditch because we have failed them. Because we're just as blind and ignorant means not knowing, and miseducated as they are. So the blind is raising the blind, and they're falling in the ditch. You can't just put it on them. Our black children is a judgment against the school system, religion, society, and the home. Because that's the results of what we have cranked out. So don't think you don't play a part in this. Well, I don't play a part in this. Yes. There's another book. It's called Broken Promises. The Strange History of the 14th Amendment by Richard Stiller. My queen is an educator. And when she was in school, she's a teacher. And this book she found in the garbage. And on the book, it was stamped, discard. And she took it out the garbage and she gave it to me. Stamped it and said, discard, right? Garbage, throw it away. Because it was knowledge they didn't want us to have. On page 52 in this book, it says, white people prefer to keep black people as ignorant or blind as possible so that most of them would remain farm workers, housemaids, unskilled factory workers, and porters. Those menial jobs, low-level jobs, right? Back when he wrote this, these are menial and low-level jobs. So therefore, he said the education was designed to assign black people to a low level of living, to build for everybody else, but never for themselves. This is in the book that they wrote, but they discarded it, threw it away, but my wife found it. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? We deal with Satan's wickedness in high places. The scripture says that. Am I right? Okay, you see the picture here on my right. Okay, right? They want to keep us blind. They want to keep us ignorant. Look at the hands that's blinding the eyes of our brother. A picture's worth 1,000 words. So people say, like, well, ain't nothing wrong with the school because so-and-so kids, they doing good. All right. Some people are going to come out, some people are going to be able to crawl out the battle, the crab battle. But the majority of the people is going to stay in that battle. So you cannot compare Bobby and Jimmy and Takesha and Ramir and say, well, if they did it, anybody can do it. That's not true. Well, that's true. But let me back up. That's true, but however, the system have more of an impact, a destructive impact on other people, right? Impacts some more than others. All right, but it's impacting our lives in a negative way in so many great numbers, in unprecedented numbers. That's why I wanted to make sure I clarified that. So a lot of people say, okay, nothing wrong with the schools. They believe that if more black teachers were in the classrooms, that their children would learn better, or black children would learn better. You hear people say that. That's true only if black people own their own schools. So you're not gonna make no power moves or dictate what goes on in somebody else's school. State-run school. People who don't look like you. The school board people don't look like you. You may have one or two of y'all up in there. You ain't no moving, no shaker. You think they're gonna let you come in their territory and dictate what they have established, change what they have established in the 1800s, in the 1700s, that helped them get to where they are by holding us back? No, don't be fooled. Only if black people had their own schools, and we don't have, okay? Don't give me no one and no two. Please don't do that. Don't even be silly like that. What's the charter school? Charter school is not a black school. Well, in that charter school, they got all black children. Charter school is government funded. In order to have your own curriculum, you have to have your own school, your own private school, not charter school, not public school, your own private school. You didn't know, you learned something today. So we said more black teachers. Okay, now. So you get a whole bunch of black teachers. Let's go along with your thought. Get black teachers. Get a whole bunch of it in the public schools. Oh, good, our children have a chance. In the book, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, this is what he said on page 3. He said, Negro, that's the word they used back then, Negro, what you mean black. Negro educators of today are taught from the books of the same racial bias, trained by Caucasians of the same prejudices, or by Negroes of enslaved minds. In other words, he's saying, a black or Negro teacher instructing Negro children in a class, in many respects, is a white teacher thus engaged, because the program in each case is about the same. Meaning you can change the face of the teacher, but the curriculum remains the same. You get all the black teachers in these public schools or all these charter schools you want to, but guess whose curriculum they have to follow? They don't write the curriculum. So it's like a white person thus engaged. And on the picture on my right, this is a white man in blackface. You have a white woman in blackface. You have more white women, 90% white women teaching our black children than anybody else. 90%. And most of our children's teachers are Caucasian women. And a lot of them are afraid of the children. How the hell do you want to teach children that you're afraid of? Or you can't even identify with? Or you can't even understand? Nor do you care to understand? You go along, okay, let's go along with you. You don't go along, you say, I don't give a damn. I'm going to still get paid. Stupid. Malcolm X said, only a fool would let his enemy teach his children. But didn't you say it was compulsory or mandated? Yes, I did. But there's certain things that we can do to help rescue our children. We're going to go there. But what he said is definitely true. Okay? Now, as I said, 90% of the school, the children, or the teachers who teach our children are white women. And a lot of them are afraid of them. or can identify with them or have no respect for them. Look at her on the right. Look at the picture on the right. That's how they deal with our children. But when you go to the school, they convince you your child got a problem. Your child is disobedient. You know what I'm saying? Your child is disrespectful. But you don't see this going on in the classrooms or in the school. The picture on the right. And sometimes children get fed up. So it's not always them. It's those who are responsible of teaching them. Let's go further. Benjamin Rush. He says, early proponent of state education. He was an early proponent or a supporter and establisher of controlled education, as they call it. Mandated state is controlled, right? He says, let our pupils, our students, be taught that he does not or she does not belong to himself, but that he is state property. State property. When you are state property, when you get on probation, or you're on parole, or you go to jail or youth institution, you're state property, meaning you are a modern day slave. So therefore, they say the school is a state institution, and therefore they come in that school, they're going to teach them that they do not belong to themselves. They are state property, a modern day slave. Now, did you know that the school system is a pipeline to the prison system? When it comes to black people, it's not a pipeline to great success and productivity and prosperity. It's a pipeline for a lot of our black children, right? There's a pipeline to prison. Let me prove it. Look at the setup, y'all. Look at this picture. It's worth 1,000 words. Now, was you aware of this? Check this out. Was you aware of this? This is a pic you cannot bury your head on. This is a picture you cannot bury your head on. It says Department of Correction versus Department of Education. On my left, you see on here the white, it says prison bus. On my left is a white bus. That's a prison bus. On the right is a school bus. Second one bottom on my left is the prison cafeteria where they eat. On the right, that's a school cafeteria. On the left, that's the prison food, how they serve the food in prison. I've never been to prison. I've been to jail for 30 days. You know what I'm saying? Never been to prison. That's the food that they serve and how they serve it. Look on the right. That's the school lunch cafeteria, how they serve their lunch. Doesn't it look familiar? Look like they're grooming them. Look like they're conditioning them to me. You can't bury your head and act like you don't see this. The school, according to even educators and researchers and experts in this field of education and higher learning, they even said that when it comes to black children, the school have become a pipeline to prison. It's not just my saying. I read this article, countercurrentnews.com, and this is what it said. That private prisons had threatened to sue the state unless they get more inmates for free labor. See, the private prisons in the state, they had a contract. They felt that the state was not living up to the contract. It was a breach of contract. They were not holding the end to their contract. So they was going to sue them. Okay? Because a lot of these private businesses, these private corporations, these big corporations, they depend on incarcerated people and people who are arrested for crimes. Okay, they profit from them. So they say, yo, you need to find some more prisoners or get lock some more people up. Okay, because that was our contract. Right? Now, 2 weeks ago, I don't think it was even that long ago, it was 2 Caucasian judges, you probably heard about this, they were charged, and it was also forced to pay $200 million for locking up, they said hundreds. They locked up hundreds, but I think it affected like 2,300 people or even more, right? Locking up children ages 8 and up, right? For all kind of little simple things, smoking on school's ground, or delinquency, or talking back to a teacher. They would bring them before the court, right? And these judges will lock up these children. So it was a cash for kids scheme. Cash for kids scheme. Every child that they would lock up or put into the youth facility or institution, they would get a kickback financially. They did this for years. And it said that they targeted the poor population, the impoverished population. Who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? Black children. Cash the children, cash the kids. The school has become a pipeline to prison because it's big money. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Let's look at the philosopher Johann Fichte. We're almost there. Johann Fichte. 1700, 1800. Not far ago, they started talking this stuff. He was a key contributor of the formation of the German school system or the United States school system, public system. He said, quote, the schools must fashion the person and fashion him in such a way that he simply cannot do other than what you wish him to do. That's called social engineering. A child on autopilot, or you gotta press a button, that child is like a remote control. Because with social engineering, it deals with the efforts to influence popular attitudes and social behaviors. Not on a small scale, but on a large scale. Fashion them in such a way that they simply cannot do other than what they've been told. The miseducational system, the killing field of your child's mind or your loved one's mind. You can share this. Edward A. Ross, 1866, 1951. He was one of the founders of American sociology. Sociology is dealing with people, dealing with social control. This is what he says. He saw the school as a means of gathering little plastic lumps of clay, of plastic lumps, of human dough. Hear this. From private households like yours, and shaping them on the social kneading board. Take children from the private household, put them on their potter's wheel, and shape them like you want them to be. Then the scripture says that God made man and molded man and women and children in his image and his likeness. But the Europeans set up this system and they're shaping your children, shaping you the opposite of what God has shaped you to be. When God shaped us and molded us, according to the scriptures, he breathed in our nostrils. We became living beings in God's image and in God's likeness. But now that the Caucasian got their little bowl, their little shaping wheel, They're producing what? They're producing niggas. Not people in the image and likeness of God. They're producing niggas. They're producing hoochies. They're producing thugs and pimps and crackheads, felons. They are producing mental slaves, school dropouts, and criminals and gangbangers. That's what they're producing. All those names that I said, that's not African names. These are all names that was made, all labels that was made in the hells of North America. Look at the pictures here, brothers and sisters. Look what they are shaping our people into. Examine them. Examine them. Tell me if I'm lying. This is not a black thing, but blacks are being targeted in the miseducational system. The educational system is all it is a killing field for the black child's mind. Look at it, y'all. Let's look at Harris. William T. Harris, the Commissioner of Education. Right? Now this is key. We come to our land. This is key, y'all. This is key. He brought this German system into the United States. And he also set the purpose for the school, of the school. He set the purpose. I don't care what you think it's for. Like he lying. He lying. Who told him all that crap? He's miseducated. Man, he's don't listen to him. No, he's telling you what he set the school for. The purpose of it. Not to draw out, not to leave out the genius in your child. No, he said, this is what he says. The purpose of the school is to alienate children from their parents' influence in that of religion or spirituality. What he's saying is that our goal is to divorce the child from their parental influence, and divorce them from any type of spirituality or religion. These are the moral foundations of life. They said the school's purpose is to divorce them from it, to cut them off from it, to sever them from it. The Rockefellers, these are the elite Europeans, multi-billionaires. The Rockefellers, the Whitneys, the Carnegies, the Peabody family, they overwrote this agenda. Now look at our children. Have you noticed that when they start going to school, they start acting up? They start being a little bit more difficult. Start talking back. Start being a little bit more sneaky. More secretive. That's where they pick up a lot of their bad habits, in these killing fields. Because everybody's mind is half damn dead. Most everybody's not thinking right. I'm not putting all our people down. I'm not saying all, but too many. They pick up these strange habits, and that's when they start choosing to follow the crowd. You call it peer pressure. They're deliberately following, they're choosing to follow the crowd instead of their parents' teaching. What did he say? The purpose of the school is to alienate the child from their parental influence. I don't want to hear you no more, mom and dad. I want to hear you know what you're talking about, mom and dad. Okay? And also from religion and spirituality, meaning that they pick up all kinds of strange habits. We can learn that from school. My friends in school was doing it. That's when they get caught. They start telling all my friends in school, no, say we was doing it. They wanted me to do it. No, say I wanted to do it. They taught me that. No. We taught each other that. We learned this. Keep your eyes on your children, my brothers and sisters. They come in the house, throw their books down, go right in their room, jump on their phone, and you let them do that? You don't know what has been pressed in their brain, what they have kind of knowledge they picked up? What kind of habit they picked up? Nothing. What kind of new thing that they picked up? They become more difficult. They become a little bit more difficult. Because school is not a place to teach them anything moral. Just teach them how to go get a job. That's about it. Nothing spiritual, nothing moral. Why did they do this, brothers and sisters? Our brother Baruti, he wrote the book Menticide. Get that book, page 96. He says the enemy knows that if you can train the children of your enemy to dismiss their parents, then that people will forever continue to make the same self-destructive mistakes over and over and over again. Don't it look like how people make the same mistakes over and over and over again? Does it seem like you make those same mistakes over and over and over? God is a God of second chances. Hell, God has been a God of a billion chances will come to you and me. Over and over and over again, because we've been miseducated. Ain't got no do with no devil. It's a mind thing. We got to get our mind back. Another thing, look out for parents. I'm almost there. Another thing you got to look out for, parents. The schools are, today they are legally creating the next generation of drug addicts. Drug addicts? What the hell did that got to do with school? See, this guy is crazy. Now you talk about drug addicts. They're creating the next generation of drug, legally doing it, using what? Psychotropic drugs. They label your kids ADHD, ADD, behavioral disorder, all these different things that's not even scientifically founded. Stuff is made up. So our children, a lot of our children are being raised on brain drugs. Keep them docile and calm and drooling in the corner. They don't bother nobody. Fall asleep because the medication is so powerful. I'm not being facetious. I'm being real. Your child's mind is too energetic. Your child is too energetic because they get bored easily learning that bull crap, right? So the teachers don't want to learn different methods to teach the child. So when she said that child got a problem, he needs some meds. You allow a damn teacher to label your child. You sign papers from what a teacher said. She's not even certified or even trained to make such claims on labels on a child. They're not no certified psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, a behavioralist. They're a damn teacher. And you can listen to what your teacher tell you, and you go do it. Others gonna be watching this. So I say you, anybody who watching, I don't know who's who. So what is it saying? Don't be so quick, brothers and sisters, to sign off on labeling your children being mentally challenged or disabled or behavioral problem, learning problems or special ed. Don't do it. I know what I'm talking about. I have family members I had to sit in the damn office with. So I knew that they would be deceived to sign papers too damn quick because they'll come as a friend. I want to help you. I'm on your side. And I came in, sign this. I said, hell no. I'm being honest. I know I'm using hell. I said, no, hell no. They looked at me. It was like all these so-called executives and stuff. I said, over my dead body. They told me, well, you can't make no decision. You can't stop it because you ain't the parent. I said, I don't want to say too much to expose it. I said, I'm a family member over my dead body. Well, y'all don't have no rights. We taking, we're forcing. I said, no. I said, you ain't. Back up. I said, listen, you're not dealing with those ignorant Negroes. God is my witness. I said to all of them. I said, you're not dealing with an ignorant Negro, and you scare tactics on me. I said that you can never take a parent's rights. The only time their rights are taken when they sign off on your paper. I asked the question. That's why I say study Umar Johnson. I think it's Umar Johnson. Ufa Tunde. That's his African name. Umar Johnson. Study his stuff. By studying his stuff, if I went to the meeting, I said, have you, this school, provided everything that this child, everything that you had to help this child get from where they are to where they should be? Because the school gets funded and they are obligated to use all the resources, exhaust all the resources before you talk about let's try to get somebody to label them. I said, did y'all do all that? These devils put their head down. And it was dealing with someone who knew something. No, we haven't. I said, so how in the heck can y'all talk about sign some papers and label them? And on the paper that also said, brothers and sisters, person was 10, 11 years old, had on the document jobs that child could not try to go for when they get of age. Jobs they couldn't apply for when they get of age. Brothers and sisters, you hear this? 10, 11 years old, you got on this freaking legal document, jobs they could not apply for when they get older. How the hell you know what that child's mindset is going to be when they get there, or how they're going to turn out? Already they wrote the child off because they didn't know what the system is designed to do. They didn't sign that crap. Not when I was there. You can't apply for a job when you get older. Sign this. Has various jobs. How do y'all know what that person could be able to do? I don't keep saying it. So, brothers and sisters, mothers, especially you, because a lot of you are single parents. A lot of you don't like to listen what the man got to say, because a lot of you too angry at the man. The man, he got some sense. All of them ain't crazy. But don't apply, let it fly. You'll sign off too quick. I know people sign off their children, label their kids, put them in special ed so they can get a damn check at the end of the month. The SSI check. Ooh, an extra $700, $800 a month. I know what I'm talking about. Now, child is messed up for the rest of their life because now they believe that they got a behavior problem. They can't learn. They can't read. They can't stay awake. They can't stand still. They paying money for it. I could buy my Jordans. I could buy my jeans and my jackets and all these different, my jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I could get my hair cut all the time. You gotta get that check coming in. So I'm gonna say I'm dumb. Yeah, I'm dumb. As long as that money coming in. And if you tell yourself you're dumb, you're stupid, you got behavioral problems for a long period of time, you're gonna start what? Believing it. And behaving like it. John Gatto said, an important part of this new system was to break the link between reading in the young child, because a child who reads too well becomes knowledgeable and independent from the system of instructions. You means that you can't control that child's mind. You cannot manipulate that child. You can't just put anything over on that child. Because that child is capable of finding out anything. Parents, this year try, grandparents, auntie, uncle, you got the kids, you watch somebody's kids, okay, listen. You gotta start taking that phone away from them. Moving them from the television. Taking away from them videos sometimes, and they can pick up a book for 10 to 15 minutes when they're around you. Just 10 to 15 minutes. And whatever they read, tell them to explain to you what they read. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Our brother Walter Rodney, he got killed for writing this book. How Europe underdeveloped Africa. He says colonial schooling, or this European controlled educational system, was not an educational system designed to give young people confidence and pride as members of African society. And I know a lot of parents don't care because they don't give a daggone about it. All that black stuff. How do you want to get confident in pride? How do child want to build them with confidence and pride? We're showing them what Batman and Robin who don't look like them? Huh? Wonder Woman? Captain America? Iron Man? How are they going to build their confidence? They got to be somebody who look like them. So therefore, he's saying that this school, it produces self-hating people. That's called psychopathic racism, y'all. It produces self-hating people. Because whoever controls the literature curriculum controls the mind. That's why I encourage you, y'all. Learn about yourself and pass it on to your children to build confidence and pride in them as African people, as black people. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Now, what's the solution? The solution. Naim Akbar, he says the primary objective to freeing the black mind is to change the consciousness of black people. You got to change it. You got to change it. The black mind had been worked on for 500 years. In order to change the African consciousness, we must change the information that is in the African mind. You know what I'm saying? They go to school to get what? Information and instruction that's doing them no good. We have to change it, that information. But if you don't find it and search and read and get it yourself, you got nothing to give them. So when your child goes to school every day, once again, when they come home, what you should do is when they come home, you talk to them about their day, debrief them on what they've learned and put the right stuff in. Talk with them, debrief them and put the right stuff in. But it takes those of you who are really involved and interested in their education. And a lot of black parents are not. They don't go to PTA meetings. They don't go meet the teacher. Every time they go to school, if somebody touched their child and they go in like, what? Don't you ever hit my kid? Don't you ever hit my boy? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to their education, they don't show up. I'm just being real. I'm not patty caking with you. I'm being real. Like you got all this love for the child. What about their mind? Other things that we can do, y'all, to start this process of higher learning. Once again, gain knowledge of self. You must read and study books and articles written by conscious black and even progressive white authors when it comes to educating our black children. We must listen to lectures and sermons, watch educational documentaries and movies that elevates and empowers the child's African mind. Have them sit down and watch certain things with you. 5 minutes or 10 minutes and have a discussion on that. We must create forums and study groups in order to educate our children and create rites of passage programs to help our children transition into strong and intelligent young kings and queens. We have to put some things together. We must build and control our own educational institutions to make sure our children and our people are getting the proper education, the proper training that's needed to become productive and successful citizens in society. That's the solution. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? The last slide, Malcolm X says, proper education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. I hope you got something out of this, my brothers and sisters. I hope that you were listening. I hope that you share this with some people. I hope you was able to get past your feelings and listen to the facts. It was a battle for your children's mind. It was a battle for their mind. If you care, you'll do something about it. If not, you'll constantly see our children being cranked out the way they are. It starts at home. It starts around the family. Don't start in the day one school. The teacher there to do their job. We taxpayers. Okay. But it starts at home. You are the greatest teacher. You are the greatest teacher, parent, mother, father, or guardian, or grandparent, or auntie, or uncle, whoever you are, who's involved in your family's life, children's lives. Ashe. That's all I have for tonight. I thank you once again for listening. And what else could I say? What else could I say? Much love and respect. Raise that beautiful fist, my brothers and sisters. Amanullah. 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 Power. Power to the people. Ashe. My time is up. Hotep.